Viewer discretion is advised. SideQuest is a shit show.
And we are live. Welcome everyone to SideQuest episode 30. Can you believe that we've made it this long? 30 fucking episodes of pure torture and pain and suffering. I'm Magog of Morscar, your future dark overlord. I will conquer you. And I'm joined by my usual Friday night co-hosts, Erilyn the Fairy, Lyra the Elf, and Jester, the nearly dead old guy.
Gang, gang.
Waka waka! Hey, I'm not dead yet.
Yet.
Dead.
Something tells me I'll be casting defibrillation by the end of the show.
We're by the end of the month.
I like to watch, like, schlock 80s films around Halloween. And not all of them are creature features. Some of them aren't even horror stories. Some of them are just thrillers or dramas. But they have that 80s, like they just spell the 80s, right? The 80s of the Earth realm. And the other night I watched The Abyss by James Cameron. Just because I like to watch that movie now and again. And I just instantly thought of the scene where she drowns and then they're trying to revive her. And so they like tear open her shirt and they're like beating on her chest. And Ed Harris just starts slapping her and he's like, "Wake up, you bitch! You've never given up on anything in your fucking life!" That is what I'm gonna do to Joker. She's gonna have like Jester's gonna die and I'm just gonna be like, "Wake up, you motherfucker! You've never given up on anything except for SideQuest and your job and your life and
your
well,
marriage.
you've given up on everything. Fuck it."
Yeah, fuck it.
And then out of spite is when he comes back to be like, "Hey!"
And
I'm
then he's
back.
all like,
You're
wakes back up, I'm like, "Damn it!"
As soon as you stop missing him, it's like, God damn it. Here he is.
Fuck that guy.
Just won't die out of pure spite. Just to piss people off. I get that. I feel you.
Look at Jester tonight, sitting over there, dreaming of a crow-like dream.
All right there, Cure.
I paint my face in shadow, smile.
Oh, God. Well, I told you the last time I watched that movie, I tried to fall off the top of the inn, and I fell in a cow pie, and I didn't laugh.
Yeah,
It was miserable.
I thought we were just seeing like an incredibly advanced stage of pink eye or something. I wasn't sure what I was looking at.
No, he did this makeup because he knows by the end of the night he's going to end up like Brandon Lee.
Well, shot in the face. Oh,
that jokey hurt
too
me.
soon.
That hurt me.
Too soon.
That hurt me in my non-soul. Welcome to SideQuest, everyone. Rules are scrolling across the bottom. We're going to have a great show. Also, let's not forget, we're also joined by the wonderful and lovely, always elegant Poe.
Go fuck yourself.
Don't have sex. Fuck you, Erlen!
You're predictable, bitch.
Am I a cliche now?
Yes, that's why we keep you around.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you are, Betty.
The token black guy of the show.
Nigga, what?
Oh.
Oh!
No, bad poo. Bad poo.
Does it matter if you're a black mage and you say it? I'm sorry. God damn it.
Yes. In our world, they're called Negromancers.
Canceled.
Yep. All right. Come get me, YouTube algorithm. I have nothing left to live for.
Identity politics. Ho!
Oh, we're off to a great start. It's all downhill from here, folks.
It's gonna be a rough one, boss.
The first 5 minutes is all the energy we have, and just sit back and enjoy the rest, or try to.
Right.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Well, also, it was in the Earth realm, All Hallows Eve yesterday. It was Halloween. And we have a similar holiday in our world called Vithika's Night, which is, approximately the same day. So everybody wearing masks and costumes yesterday. So in order for me to blend into society on Vithika's Night, I just took my costume off. Just walked around normal.
And you
Yo,
were
what's up,
wearing
man?
a costume.
And in utter pain because of the dead eyes I have caused me great pain.
Yeah, put in fake dentures.
So, ever since I gave you all veil crystals to look into the Earth realm, I'm sure you've done some research.
I got a cat. I'm sorry.
Aww.
Stroke that pussy, baby.
And just like that, the women interrupt everything.
Cat though, look at it. Look at it.
Look at that.
Jinx.
We've been doing our research. She's got the cat. I've got the wine. We're learning to integrate.
We have wine in our world. Like, what?
What is it?
Kitty.
You haven't even experienced their world. You're too afraid and autistic, Lyra.
Well,
Yeah, just keep stealing my hair ties. It's fine. Honestly, I don't care. I don't want you to love me anyway. That's me about my last relationship. Moving on.
As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by Erilyn stroking her pussy.
So rudely interrupted. What?
Told you it's gonna be a long one.
It's gonna be a long fucking night.
Interrupting each
It's
other.
gonna be a long fucking night.
I remember when I first started and you were like, you have to cut people off, and now I do it and you're like, him, not me though.
Not when I'm trying. Of course not me, I'm the boss.
You keep telling yourself that.
Apparently I don't have a strong enough pimp hand. I'm gonna have to work on that.
Good luck, I'm immune to everything. Any kind of physical abuse, I've been there. Don't worry,
You're not immune to drywall.
I am, clearly. I'm here, aren't I? I'm doing very well for myself. The drywall actually took more damage.
This is funny. Abuse stories.
It's
I like
topical.
it. Yay!
Can we end this show early tonight? Because I already
Yes,
feel
100%.
icky. I already feel icky. I need a shower. Every joke that's come since the fucking intro ended has just been icky.
Terrible death, abuse, racial. Oh, we're all going to hell. It's gonna be
I'm
great.
here already.
Yeah, we're gonna get letters.
That's the whole portal thing, right? Getting letters? I thought the point was.
Yeah, you got the poo box. You deal with them, boss.
I'm the boss except when it comes to criticism. That's you guys.
Yeah, that's on your asses. Yeah, we see how it is. We're staging a coup. A soft revolt.
A soft revolt. That sounds like a band.
Well, hey, at my age, they're few and far between, so it's got to be a soft revolt.
It's got to be Dave Matthews' side projects. One of his.
Hootie and the Blowfish meets Dave Matthews.
Like there's quiet riot and then soft revolt. I mean, honestly.
Right.
Oh.
But
Terrible.
Anyway, I had a subject picked out from the beginning, but we're 15 minutes in and haven't gotten anywhere.
You're welcome.
We're just spinning on our wheels here. It's Friday night, folks. Side quest.
Yeah. Lyra barely speaks. She's got time to go to the kitchen and make a fucking pizza. Like, she's just like, I love this job. Gets up and walks off, makes a drink. She starts like fiddling with her puzzle that she hasn't finished yet. That's on the fucking end table.
Like 18 times different throughout the show. My wine is at different levels mysteriously. Again.
The refilling glass.
One of these days, she's not even going to bother with a glass. She's just going to come on with a bottle. It's going to be in a paper bag.
Yeah, fuck it.
She's just going to have
wine.
The dustier the bottle is, the better the wine is. Ah.
Ain't no dust on these bottles, motherfucker.
Lyra likes to play all sweet and innocent, but I guarantee you she has like 100 slave gnomes working in her wine cellar to keep her stocked for those long Friday nights where she's alone and needs a tall glass of liquid libation.
Gnome feet, especial.
It's like
fucking, little fucking bastards are worked to death. Oh God, fuck this shit.
It's
that
like,
bitch is straight at it again.
It's like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, but she's like a slave driver. She's got like a fucking whip. She's like, "Ka! You grow the grapes! Ka! Smush the grapes with your little feet!"
Finkelbaum Berenstein, get those little bastards back to work. Mama needs a buzz.
Hey, who do you think the pizzas are for that I sneak off to make? I care for them well.
No, you don't.
They're fine.
No, you don't. You buy DiGiorno.
Oh.
And you don't even add nothing to it. They eat that rubbery crust.
It's been so long they don't remember what anything else tastes like. They're fine. They
You
think
wait long enough between people, they're gonna think everything's good.
She's like Willy Wonka of the wine factory. She's like, her little Oompa Loompa gnomes are making wine as slaves.
Wilhelmina Wino over there.
She lets children into the wine factory by sending out golden tickets on the labels of wine bottles, and the children come and she just boils them alive and eats them. I think I'm mixing up my grim fairy tales here.
You're giving me nightmares.
If Lyra was Sleeping Beauty, the prince would not be able to wake her up from her drunken stupor with a kiss. He would have to wake her up with that like snap thing and go under her nose.
How many fingers am I holding up?
She's Sleeping Beauty on a bed of thorns, waiting for her drunk pickup at the local county jail.
All the gnomes take off. Hey, she's kind of mean when she wakes up from a nod.
Dummy, it's right there.
Yep, and Erlyn has the attention span of a ball of yarn.
My cat is playing fetch with me, but he dropped the hair tie halfway through because I held my hand open. He's like, "Duh," and then he like won't bring it back to me, and I'm like, "Okay, well, leave me alone then." It's right there.
Side quest is not the time to play with your pussy. Wait.
Some would argue that's the only time too.
That's. Oh. Well, pan down.
No.
Jeez.
No one needs to see what's happening, here. Really just here.
Yes.
All of it. No one needs to see what's happening here.
She's
The
gonna.
good thing about the crystal, you can angle it up to a very flattering, cutoff point.
She's like the Wizard of Oz. She's behind the curtain, and there's just like a glowing face and fire. Like, I'm on side quest.
Exactly. And tits.
Just flaming face and tits. Like,
which is really all what Alastura is when you think about it.
I think the
Is there anything more to her than just tits, though?
I think honestly, the Power Rangers would have been better at listening to their lessons if that had been up there in their crystal. What's that guy's name? Zordon. Zordon. Yeah, that's it. If Erlen was Zordon, just boobs and a pretty face. Just floating in a tube.
Well managing my inn, so people listen to me. Are you gonna bring me the hair ties? Stupid. Thank you.
Like if Erlen was a Power Ranger, she'd be like a really depressing color. Like what's
right?
Like people are like Pink Ranger, Yellow Ranger, Black Ranger, Green Ranger, White Ranger has the cool sword. Who's that? That's Prozac Ranger.
I was gonna say Xanax Yellow Ranger.
Xanax. Yeah.
Prozac didn't work, unfortunately. Xanax at least puts me to sleep. Let's be real. And yes, I'm gonna keep playing fetch with my cat. Fight me. He loves
So
me.
this one gets a sandwich. She's got fucking gnomes in her basement, filling up her jug of wine. This one's playing with her pussy, playing fetch with it, because obviously it could run across the floor. Me and Magog are holding up the whole goddamn show.
I'm holding up the show, Jester. You're too busy digging through your chest for more jokes to recycle from 1962.
Shut up, it's the 70s. And they haven't heard them yet. All these guys ain't been alive that long. You know where it's coming from. Good, you hit it in the eye. I hope it's blind now. Blind that motherfucker.
I thought I broke it.
Oh. What, the cat?
No, dummy, the hair tie.
Dummy? I'm not the one sitting over there playing with my pussy.
Can you guys like do
on
what
the internet?
Can you like at least attempt to do what I pay you to do?
No.
Which is entertain the audience that has graciously blessed us with their presence on
Let's be honest.
Friday night.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's clear that our audience have better things to do on a Friday night. They could be out enjoying themselves. They could be out watching a movie with a loved one. They could be out on dates or going to the club. But no, they stayed home to watch us. We need to pull it together, team. Like,
that's funny, boss. They have dates.
They have dates with Pamela.
Yeah,
Henderson.
with the right hand.
Yes, thank you for
The
interrupting
two
my
boomers
joke.
went for the same joke. What?
The
Finish.
same fucking. I'm gonna have to catch up on my pop culture references.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're making fun of him for 60s jokes, and then Pamela Anderson's the one you come up with.
I said Pamela Henderson. It's funnier. It's funnier.
It's funnier.
You just didn't hear it because Jester likes to interrupt us.
That's the.
Oh. Well, that's because you're too slow.
Yeah.
I'm the guy with brain damage, and
It's
and
because
you're-
you reach your punchlines way too fast. You finish too quickly.
Well, I do have the nickname Jiffy Lube.
Well,
All right, put that one back in the 1963 box.
Okay, yeah, that one.
Some of them can be used, but not that one.
No, okay, yeah.
I don't even think Jiffy Lube is in
My
business anymore. I mean, that's like saying a Blockbuster joke. Like, just stop.
My bad. I'll be good.
The last good thing Blockbuster did was have Captain Marvel fly through the ceiling. Like that was the last reference to Blockbuster I ever saw. And that was a terrible movie.
And that was a terrible joke.
Speaking of movies, I have given you guys veil crystals. You've looked into the human world, into the Earth world. I'm sorry, we have humans here, but the Earth realm. And I was gonna ask. It's Halloween. What are your favorite horror films?
What's your favorite scary movie? Sorry.
What's your favorite scary film? Not, I mean, Erilyn is the mirror, but everybody else.
Although there is a horror movie called The Mirror.
I know, it's a double joke! Lyra got it, she laughed.
Oh.
She's also the only one taking hit points.
Damn it.
Because she laughs, and nobody else is laughing, except for me.
No, my favorite, like, dead ass, my favorite scary movie is Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like, I watch it when I'm upset.
The original or the remake?
The remake. I like the original. The remake is comforting to me, and I feel, like, at peace when I watch it.
Is it because it has R. Lee Ermey in it?
I don't know, but am I a serial killer?
Yes. But we've already established that, so it's not
There's
like...
a really good indie movie called Would You Rather, and it's on that Netflix.
Yes.
That's a good one. That's a good, like, underrated one that's not really talked about a lot. That not a lot of people I know have, like, seen. But it's actually really well, like, shot and really well directed and well written. Like, it's good.
The killing mom won't give me her password. I don't have Netflix.
They do have some adult content on there. You might not be ready for it.
But Scream is also a good scary movie. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
really?
Of course, yeah. The fourth wall breaks. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I mean, I get that Scream is like a cult, like, comedy.
It is. Because because what it did was it, like...
It jumped the shark on purpose.
Wait, are you talking about movies that actually scared me?
Yes.
Or just ones that... Oh, I thought you just meant ones that, like...
We'll get to the ones we actually enjoy watching, even though they're schlock. I want to know what movies actually frightened you.
There's the one that got me that's fairly new was Insidious. The first one. None of the other ones, but I think it was because it was so different for when it like came out.
I can see where that's kind of creepy. That's a good.
It was directed really well, and I usually don't like paranormal horror movies, but that one was done like really well.
I was mostly creeped out by the demon who listened to like an old timey record.
Yeah, right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like
it was scary on so many different levels, and you're like, what the fuck? And like the shots and like the music that they used, they did really well.
I remember sitting there watching the demon like sharpen his claws on the big grinding wheel, and it's playing that fucking record, and I'm sitting there like, somebody get this guy a Zune or something, update the shit. He didn't even go to cassettes. There's like a whole other level of technology after.
The next movie that like actually gave me the heebie-jeebies and scared me, and I have to like reach way into my childhood for this one, but it was called Terror Tunes, and like I don't think very many people know about that, but I have this thing about puppets, where puppets are scary as shit to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like puppets that come alive, like.
No, not like ventriloquist puppets. Like Dead Silence was a fine movie to me, but like Yo Gabba Gabba puppets.
Oh, like child's television shows like Barney.
Yeah.
Like the Sesame Street or something, you know.
With like the crazy buggy eyeballs.
Yeah,
right.
That's what this movie was about. But it was like it was about like this horror. Like it was really cheesy, and it was clearly like a B movie, if that. And not a lot of people have like really like seen it, and it took me a long time to find it again growing up. But like that movie was really fucking disturbing to me.
Right.
I guess The Hills Have Eyes kind of creeped me out a little bit.
Well, that's only because the idea of being raped by some mangled mutant.
I've been there, done that. That was you.
Oh,
Anyway.
okay. I set you up
That was
for
Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Just once, I'd like her to direct her rape jokes towards somebody else besides me, but
I do, and then it's my dad, and then everyone's like, "I'm tired of the dad jokes." I'm just gonna.
And then she's just now it's Magog. I'm hoping one day she actually moves on to the Jester, but by then he'll be I don't
Dead.
know. Yeah, coffin nailed.
Anyway,
I'd be coughing. I'd be pushing up worms.
Just wearing a pine suit. What a movie that truly terrified me from the Earth realm was Fern Gully. The horror. Fern Gully is an animated feature with fairies, and when they shrink the poor human down to their size, and he has to run around the rainforest and see all the terrible horrors of the fairy world and dance and sing with them. And then there's like a talking bat that sounds like Robin Williams. And the good guy of the film is voiced by Tim Curry, and they trap him in a tree and like destroy him, and it's horrifying. And I don't understand why they had to do that.
Everyone's so afraid of it.
There was no motivation to do that. I mean, he was just trying to do what his nature allowed him to do. And
it's almost like funny games where there's no motive behind what they did. They just did it to do it.
Right.
They just did it, and you're like, what the that's the scary thing too about it was like The Strangers wasn't scary to watch until I thought about it afterward, where I was like, I would answer the fucking door.
Yeah.
I would. Like, who answers the door?
They're like, why are you doing this? Because you were home. Like, I'd at least check it out, and they would know that I'm home. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they would at least, like, fuck that, dude. Fuck that. I don't like that.
Yeah, Harry Potter was horrifying, too.
I mean, yeah.
That motherfucker.
Well, the magic that they tried to...
It didn't even make sense in the realm of magic, you know?
No, it didn't.
It's so lame, too. Most of their spells sound like the word, but they just add, like, a few letters at the end to make it sound cool. Like, Illuminatus! You know, and then they cast a light, and it's like, get the fuck,
I thought there was,
get the fuck out of here.
I thought they were speaking pig Latin.
No, yeah, exactly. You know, it's like, it's the lamest use of magic. It's pure schlock. And it's absolutely terrifying. Here's the thing. The shit that goes down at that fucking school every movie. Why would anybody continue to send their children there?
Nope.
That's a good question.
That is a terrible school. Everybody's like, Dumbledore is the greatest of all, like, headmasters Hogwarts has ever seen. This dude allows horrible shit to happen every fucking year. Every year, some evil shit. Like, just...
do you think she'll go to the Sandy Hook school?
Well...
we went there?
You take a time out, Erilyn. You take a
we went there.
you go in the corner. You're taking a 2-minute time out there.
She's breaking the conditioning! Ah!
I had a good thing rolling, and then you
just...
Alex Jones did.
She just up and took a shit. Dead on it. She just dropped her drawers and just went...
She couldn't help
there
herself.
You go.
She couldn't help herself. I understand that, but in a way, she is right. Hogwarts is a terrible, terrible, horrifying school. They don't learn actual magic. It's just like they like to point sticks at each other and.
Come on, pumped up kicks.
Yeah, I didn't hear that from your retardation, though. That didn't sound like pumped up kicks. That sounded like you beatboxing on the street corner after playing 3 rounds of dominoes.
No, that's... wiki, whoop, whoop.
I don't know why, but, like, Jester just died all of a sudden, Lyra.
Fuck!
Just keeled over by some sort of terrible disease going around, Lyra.
Inexplicably.
Yeah, I don't, like, I guess tonight I have a short fuse and anybody who annoys me just instant dies. While they're recuperating from their stupidity. It's not even death. Do you need a break? Do you need a bathroom break or something? I could kill you too, Lyra.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm fine, thank you.
You're fine? Okay.
Yep.
Right, well, you sit over there quietly and earn a paycheck. We're gonna go to Super Chats since we're halfway into the first hour. Erilyn can come back if she feels like it, I guess. Lord Volko says, Hocus Pocus, Jocus Ride. All the health for Jester's side. Whoop, whoop. I hate you. But he'll come back at full health. He has plenty of health potions now. Ajax Stormwing says, For Magog, I want to set the universe on fire. Feel it burn tonight. Set the universe on fire. There's no end in sight. Bring me to the holy raging power where I find my destiny. The universe on fire, you're my guiding light. Am I supposed to know that song? Like,
I hope so, because if not, that is strangely like cultish.
Yeah, that sounds like something from the Book of Magoganism. It's like it's a prayer chant.
Someone copy paste that, because that's gross.
Is that a song? I don't know. Kaz gave Australian money, which is useless to me. I'm joking. Double pimp hand.
Except for Australians were the first people to get the fucking Shane Dawson palette. Just saying, assholes.
Why do you have to bring this on the show?
Because I care.
It's your fucking obsession off air. And now...
Because I care!
You can't...
And you can put it in the tags.
You can care... I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't know who Shane Dawson is. But you keep bringing it up.
Really, you've been wasting your time with this crystal.
Why don't you guys do like an all-women side quest one night and just talk all you want about makeup and Instagram for the, just get together and do that for the 12 people that will inevitably watch it.
Have you ever...
They did.
Have you ever
do that? And it stunk.
Have you ever realized that you unironically say women's?
Yes.
You say women's. Women's. Not woman's.
It's women's. It's
women's.
Yes, women's.
But next no.
That's how it's spelled. Women's.
You really are from the South, aren't you?
Of course I am. That's south of Moscow. Yeah, I'm from the Southern Shirelands. Double pimp hand, says Kaz. Lanny Stanfield says, for Lyra, from one autist to another. $2 health potion.
Thank you. I appreciate that immensely.
There you go.
She's just really mad that she has to stay alive, honestly. She's like, well, thanks a lot, asshole. Really.
Thank you. Thank you.
Did I cast defibrillation on Jester? I should have. He's back.
Is he cold yet?
Oh, no. Well, kinda. You want to see?
No. Beep, beep, beep. Beep, beep, beep. That's what they make. Is beep, 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 beep. That they will once you get your, I'm sorry.
It's beep.
What is that called? A pacemaker.
I ain't getting a pacemaker.
I thought it was I thought you were trying to say Jester is so old he has telegraph nipples. Just do 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 do.
That was sexing in the old days. Is
yeah, Morse code.
That must have been riveting.
No, it's like, not 3 times on the water pipe.
Suddenly you're like girlfriend, like just you get like you go to the Western Union telegram office and you get message from your girlfriend and you look at it, it's like ... dash ... dash ... Oh, that is so hot.
Oh God. Oh! Right here, sir. Really?
She sent me a
Hey,
description.
dude, look at that.
She sent me a description of her ankle. Oh my God.
She's got an exposed midriff. No navel, though.
Shaved.
She shaved a bit.
Oh my God.
How scandalous.
$1 Wait, hold on. $1 says bottle of wine crushed by Brie Larson for the elf.
Oh.
I mean, wine and cheese go well together, but after seeing her feed, that's actually some wine I would say no thank you to.
It's crazy how Brie Larson can peel a banana with her toes.
I really like how I like how Lyra said, instead of being like, that's a wine I'd say fuck no to, she's like, that's a wine I would just definitely say no thank you to. Just I would say no thank you very politely.
Brie Larson's big toe looks like a circus peanut with a corn chip stuffed on the end of it.
Brie Larson recently tweeted out her Halloween costume, which was a little schoolgirl outfit. I think it was like a Britney Spears. She had the pigtails and the flannel. skirt, and it was just like everybody was like, "Whoa, she could totally be hot with Instagram filters."
Isn't that
Suddenly I feel ill.
Vladimir Dragonov says, "What do Christmas lights and Jeffrey Epstein have in common?" Oh dear God, they both don't hang themselves. Oh, the Jeffrey Epstein memes this week have been great. Night Sun says, "My dear fairy, go watch the Happy Time Murders," which is the puppet movie. Yeah. It was decent. That's not the type of puppets she's talking about, though. She's not afraid of hand puppets. She's talking about like the full-sized Chuck E. Cheese robotic people coming to life, you know.
So Yo Gabba Gabba, that kid show, actually kind of freaked me out. Like the striped guy, weird. But I can watch people get killed all day long. No big deal. I can kill people all day long. No big deal. Not that I would ever do that or condone that. But anyway, I can watch all that stuff, no problem. But then the fucking puppets, I swear to God, if you don't get those shits out my fucking face, they're so uncomfortable. Why have those? Why do they exist? They're not cute. They're scary. Why?
There was one from the 90s with the weird dancing things that had televisions in their stomachs.
Oh!
I fucking freaked out when I saw that shit through the veil crystal. I was like, what the fresh hell is this?
The fuck kind of drugs are they doing over there? Give me some of them. Hell.
Somebody had to have been on like a buttload of booger sugar to invent that fucking show.
Shit, man, they were on some Peruvian marching powder for sure. Okay, let's roll. We got this.
What about if we make the kids watch TVs, and then the TVs have like the TV has like a puppet with a TV
in the stomach? Like it's weird. It's so weird. Teletubbies. That was it. Teletubbies.
Yeah, they were crummy.
Dollar
Those
Bill.
were not scary though.
The Dollar Bill says the movie that scares me is Yentl.
Sorry. So what's the difference between a lentil and a chickpea?
I don't even know what a Yentl is. That like a Jewish holiday? Like
a lentil.
Yentl.
What's the difference?
Oh, you almost saw my kill.
What is a difference between a lentil and a chickpea?
I love how Jester's stone wall is like a flag.
Silence! Through the magic of prestidigitation, I have turned this into... Keep moving. Keep going. Nothing to see here.
I've never let a lentil on my face.
Okay, you're going to have to say that from the beginning, because I
said, what's the difference between a lentil and a chickpea? I've never let a lentil on my face.
I don't get it.
Well,
a lentil and a chickpea. I've never let a lentil on my face. That's the difference.
Chickpea.
But I've let a chickpea on my face.
Chick?
Pea?
I got it.
I'm going home.
Good job. I got it.
I honestly don't.
I'm going home. I'm over this. I hate this show and I hate all of you. I'm so done. Like, clearly there's been an aneurysm with your brain damage.
Can there be a such thing as mom jokes since there's dad jokes? Can she have done a mom joke?
Really? I don't get it.
Just say I've let a chickpea on my face. Just say it.
Like a chick as in a girl.
I've let a chickpea on my face. A chickpea.
But what I don't know what a Yentl is. Like what are you?
That's not even the important
part. What is a Yentl?
Oh my God.
Is a Yentl a person?
A joke has to be connected somehow. Like I don't.
What is the difference between a lentil and a chickpea?
What's a Yentl?
I have never let a lentil on my face. Therefore,
you never let a lentil on your face?
So I have let a chickpea on my face.
I wouldn't let a lentil on my face. I don't even know what a Yentl is.
But why would you even consider
I don't...
The thing is, like, you could have said that joke with anything else and I probably would have laughed. But I don't know what a lentil is.
It's a fucking legume! Oh my God!
What's a legume?
It's like a bean. Why are you stupid?
When you're in the bath, Jester, and you remember to lift your armpit and scrub under there, those
What's
little
a bath?
things you find are
I don't
legumes. Oh, well,
like probably a little bit larger than your brain at this point.
A lagoon is where a reptilian amphibian monster lives.
God damn it.
That's funny.
Like the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Black Lagoon. I get it.
The creature from the Black Lagoon is a fucking vegetarian after eating a black bean.
I don't think you're saying that word right. If you're talking about a bean, it's a legume.
Oh my, fuck off.
No,
that's the way I learned it.
Right, the same way I have.
Go? Camp Legume?
Oh, okay, Jester, sit the fuck down.
Are you gonna say LaCroix? Are you gonna pronounce it as LaCroix? Are you gonna be one of those people?
No, it's just like literally in science class in the Earth realm, they say legume.
I don't give a shit.
It doesn't. I didn't. Really don't. Even if that was the case, I've never heard of a lentil.
A lentil.
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 I don't know what it is. I've heard of black-eyed peas. I've heard of Mexican jumping beans. I've never heard of a lentil.
You need to Mexican jump the fuck off this conversation, my God.
Arriba!
They're good. Black-eyed peas. They're a good band.
Shut.
I know them.
No.
Is he ever gonna have a heart attack? It's just.
You are so 2000.
I'm helping. I'm helping.
No, you're not.
Not?
Why
Okay,
are
I'm
you
quiet.
still living? I
ask my self that every day.
Same. And I don't even have an outfit.
Oh, this show is gonna be the death of you.
Oh.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So we had Erlin's bad bean joke.
It wasn't even.
It's a bean. Oh, I know what it is now. That was funny.
Yeah. We're like drunk children on Friday night.
Yes, we are.
The Friday show is just a bunch of drunk children.
Lyra's the one that does what you like say if you give her Reese's cups. Like, that's it.
Yep.
Give her an M&M. She's good.
Stick around for the second hour of SideQuest, folks. We're gonna play Spin the Bottle.
Hey! Open mouth.
Lyra's got a lot of empties lying around. We might as well get used to it. Use out of them.
If not, we're gonna bop one of her gnomes on the head and spin that.
She just opens the door to her fucking horse carriage and bottles just fall out.
My lady has arrived. She falls out of the carriage. She's awash in piss and wine bottles.
Corks just roll everywhere on the ground.
That Cinderella has a cork in her glass slippers.
So the motherfuckers can fit.
Like she's got like the really tall like glass hooker boots that have like wine in them, so she just middle of the ball she can pull off her fucking shoe and uncork the heel. Just
fucking sitting there with a flask in her fucking garter.
Imagine Cinderella, but instead of a shoe, they just run around and have all the attractive women do a breathalyzer.
That's her.
Yeah, like the prince is like, who is the one that wore this glass shoe that also stumbled off the balcony and rolled down the fucking grassy hill into the garden and then threw up on the roses? I have to marry this chick!
What kind of foot fetish do you have to be like, this shoe I must have the woman it belongs to? Like, that's a...
Who had chickpeas and lentils?
Are you an owl now?
Who had chickpeas
are you?
And lentils?
Sorry.
You want to see what's up my kilt, sweetheart?
No, I don't. Honestly, you've asked me that since day one. I'm not interested. Stop.
It sounds.
That's all the girls at the playground. You want to see what's up my kilt, sweetheart?
Why does that sound like Erlen's fucked an owl before?
She does that too well.
They're very wise creatures.
They're very wise.
You're a wizard, Harry. You're a wizard.
They can turn their head the whole way around and you can just keep going.
Just keep going.
They don't have to watch.
Staring back at me.
I'm gonna do like elf, like there's like half-breed like elf or human women with owls. They're like owl women, like harpies. And they can just
God.
You can be like banging one from behind, and all of a sudden her head just turns around, and she just looks at you all wide-eyed, and you're like, ah! Ah! I'm not pulling out though. Ah!
I'm almost done.
Just
no!
yeah. Unless you're into that kind of thing, then do hope she vomits. Spins her head around like.
You know what would be? You're getting all like sexy with them. You know what would be hot? You'd be like, "What's that, baby?" She'd be like, "If you chew something up and then puke it into my mouth."
Oh.
But that's Japanese porn in general.
I had a broad like that.
Just chew up a mouse right then and there and be like, blah. There you are.
I had a broad do that with me with a ham sandwich once.
I'm sorry.
Well, I may have to go get some more wine. I'm sorry.
And a nice tea.
At least
I
it wasn't.
can't do
Hey,
this.
look at the bright side, Jester. At least it wasn't an egg salad or tuna sandwich.
Now that's just gross.
Yeah, okay, that's the person. But,
I even have to draw the line on that.
you can't draw a straight line to save your life. It's fucking evidence in your makeup.
I'll be drawing a straight line in a couple weeks.
If we don't joke about it, it'll really
Look at her.
happen.
She's down in the shit now.
It's just like her parents were a throuple, and she's just like, please stop fighting mom, dad, and other fucking mom. I don't know.
This is my coping mechanism.
I actually, I'm sorry. This has got me like all kinds of ideas rolling. Can we do like a Cinderella film with Lyra just drunk off her ass the entire time?
You were gonna say, could we live stream Joker's surgery? Which
I plan to.
It's been done though. We should do it. Sorry. Okay.
Wait a minute. What surgery do you?
You have
My
to,
lord!
Arcturus will bring it up next show. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know.
Like, can you imagine
What we've discussed.
the prince is like, I have to find that mysterious woman that threw up on my shoes when we danced.
You guys have never had that happen to you before? I've had someone hunt me down that way and through social media.
Can you imagine like the romance scenes where she's just like, clunk, and the prince is all like, you're so beautiful and so interesting and unique. Like, tell me about yourself. And she's just like, do you like girls with daddy issues?
I'm allergic to peanuts.
Let me tell you, they all like girls with daddy issues. That's why I'm so successful in my dating life.
And she becomes a woo girl. Woo! I'm ripped. Woo!
Like it's like a fancy medieval ball with like flowing gowns and like high society politics, and she's in the bathroom doing like duck face selfies with the crystal. Yeah, party at the prince's palace. Woo!
Does my ass look big in this? Taking pictures of her ass in the mirror.
So, can you either be like an e-girl or a woo girl? Is there...
A woo girl is before there were e-girls. We called them Jersey woo girls.
The lady
down in the brine.
The lady Lyra like stumbles in and like she won't stop ripping the pockets off of the men's suits by accident. Like, ah! Oh fuck! Anybody gets that? If anybody gets that reference, put it in the chat. I will reward you by adding you to the ranks of my army instead of conquering and enslaving you. If anybody gets the pocket ripping reference, the drunk girl pocket ripping reference, Jester, I'm surprised you haven't got that.
But I'm already conquered by you.
I'm talking about
I've
the
signed
reference.
the contract. I know what reference it is. I'm shutting up.
All right.
Letting the Earth Realmers do their thing. But speaking of them, my lord, we have Streamlabs.
We also have some more super chats we haven't gotten around to. So let me finish those. There's not that many.
Yes, my lord.
Joshua von Noctis says, Magog, my lord, I have a question about those revenants that you spoke of in the scrolls of lore. Would spells of frost and cold also destroy them? Also, 10 healing potions for the Dark Lord. So I am like maxed out. 10 healing potions is awesome. I'm afraid not. I'm afraid not. Cold doesn't really affect them. I'm sure that if you froze them solid and they couldn't move, it might take them a while to break out of it, but they're dead. The cold doesn't really affect them, and they heal at a very fast rate, so frostbite, things like that doesn't really affect them. Revenants are very powerful necromantic creatures. Rhino in the chat says, what's the difference between jelly and jam? I can't jelly my pecker in Erlen's butt.
Oh.
Wow.
And it's got to be jelly because jam don't shake like that.
There's also a reason they call him Rhino. So Erlen's in for a bad time. I don't even think Erlen's here to like hear that. She just took a break. She's like, fuck this show.
Hey, callback, rhinoplasty.
Right. And finally, Night Sun. The only date I ever had was pitted, and I have to admit I missed it.
I'm thoroughly confused.
I don't. That is the most confusing super chat we've ever had. That's definitely on the list of what the fuck did I just read?
Yeah. I need a drink.
All right, that's the end of the super chats with Night Sun's.
All right, my lord. My lord and ladies. Lion Patriot donated $2, and he says, healing hemorrhoid cream for the jester. Thank you, sir.
They don't want us to die tonight. Everybody's got healing except for Erlen.
Yes.
Oh, look at that.
But, as you say, my lord, Lion Patriot donated another $2, and he said, healing gin for the alky, and we know who he's talking about.
So even more for Lyram.
Exactly.
I don't know. Erlen's a drunk-ass fucking fairy, too. So.
I know. I mean, it's a toss-up over
How
there.
much was it?
You gotta be more specific.
How much was
Exactly. Yeah, $2.
Well, I'll just give them each $1 health potion.
There you go.
They're both alcoholics.
All of us are.
Come see, come sa.
Yeah, actually, neither of them are alcoholics. They don't go to meetings. They're drunks.
This is our meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they talk about pallets and chickpeas.
Yeah.
Other girly things.
I never had a bootable. It's delicious. Fuck off.
Go legume yourself. Lord Terek of Sarthos, a fan favorite. He said, some healing tubby custard for the Gabaphonic pixie. All puppets matter.
Healing. Everybody's just gonna stay at full health apparently this show.
Nobody wants to die.
Stay alive. Stay alive. Woo.
There she is again, playing with a pussy. And that is it for the Streamlabs, my lord, so far. And if you would like to donate to the Streamlabs, you pays it, I says it.
Yep. Thanks, Shakespeare in the Park.
You're welcome, boss.
Actually, it's more like Shakespeare in a New Jersey junkyard.
Hey. You get what you fucking pay for.
I hear Lyra snorting, but it isn't loud enough. It isn't loud enough to switch the camera to her. So, like, just in the background, when there's like a good joke, we just hear.
She's doing a line of fucking gnome shit. Hey, Waka.
Booger sugar. I like that.
Yeah, that was good. I like that one.
Never heard booger sugar? That's my favorite.
Yeah, that was
booger
good.
sugar. That's what she'd be doing at the Prince's Palace. That's her Cinderella story. She's like, the prince is like bent over the sink and she's doing it off of his ass. Because we have to have equal representation. Men do it on women's asses, so why not the reverse?
Yeah, and she's yelling at him, "Don't you fucking fart!"
I don't know. Lyra snorting a line of coke off of some guy's dick is probably one of the greatest Hollywood ideas I've ever heard.
Yeah, in a fancy ball gown, drunk off her ass, doing a rail off.
That is one of those brilliant Weinstein ideas.
You got it, boss. You got the eye for talent. To the moon, Busby Berkeley.
She's just
look out.
She's gonna turn to vagina after this.
Like, as if she hasn't already.
I'm done with men.
Scorsese, Coppola, my God.
I just love the idea. Like, we could end Lyra's Cinderella more like the ending of Scarface. She's just got like mounds of coke and wine bottles stuck inside the mounds of coke. She's got like a battle mage's fucking staff, and she's like, "Say hello to my little friend!" Blow, lightning shooting out everywhere. There's like a dragon flying over, and her enemies just get hung from it, like they throw him out the side. The dragon's like, "Ah! Take him for a dragon ride."
She has one of those Legolas moments with the fucking bow and shit like that. Took, fucking riding down on the stairs on a shield. Yeah,
I like
360 no scope. Whack.
I like that. I like that Lyra's very modest, so we can film it without showing any actual nudity. But it would be funny if she like woke up drunk and was like, "Oh, just laying on the ground." And she, like, stands up naked. There's, like, glass bottles of wine everywhere. And she's like, "Oh, my head. What happened last night?" And all of a sudden, there's these little dragons crawling on her. And she's in the middle of, like, an ash burn pile. And she just wakes up, and there's all these people bowing to her. And she's like, "What the fuck happened last night?"
What did I
do? She's got all these baby dragons on her. And she's... Apparently, I got so drunk, I walked into a burning hot funeral pyre with dragon eggs.
I can't be sober for this. Wine!
I'll just do like a parody of Daenerys where they like, instead of slowly losing her mind until like the bad 8th season, Lyra could just slowly sober up and then run away when she realizes that all this is fucked.
This was my last relationship.
And Erlyn could be like her Tyrion Lannister, just this little fairy midget standing by her side, helping her with the war and shit, and getting her wine.
Just go like this. Stay the course.
Like, Erlyn could be sitting there with like a bottle of wine and just be like, "That's what I do. I drink and don't know things."
Lentil was, so I have that going for me.
Like, Erlyn's like, can you imagine that episode of Game of Thrones where like Lyra is Daenerys and she's just always naked with dragons on her for some reason, and then it cuts to Erlyn and they're both drinking, right, heavily, and they're like, "Mistresses, what should we do? The Lannister army is coming. What should we do?" And Lyra's just like, "It is gonna and over there," and Erlyn's just like, "Let me translate. See what Freud said."
And nobody knows what she's talking about. What's a lentil?
Like, can you imagine, like, huge army of men standing out there listening to the speech, and then it just turns to all their faces, and they go, "Chickpeas?
What?
What does that have to do with battle?"
Like I said, if you've ever had a crunchy bootable, you know they're good. I'm sorry.
Were we supposed to laugh? What?
All right. I'm done with that entire line of jokes. We got a few more super chats. Vladimir Dragunov says, "Healing whiskey for Magog. Also, should my noose be bleeding after casting an advanced spell?
Your noose?
Are you people just trying to confuse me tonight?
Yes.
Like, I don't... Should my noose be bleeding after casting an advanced spell?
Unless it's Jeffrey Epstein's noose, you're not gonna bleed.
Oh, I get it. Oh, he's going.
Oh, he went to the Epstein. Yeah, that was like a really far out there Epstein joke.
He's going reach around on
if
that.
I see another Epstein meme, I'm gonna kill myself.
Yep. Lord Volko says, Jester, the fairy has gone too long without damage. Obliterate her. $5 activation.
What do you mean? I've gone 926 years with damage. It's been a lot.
I know, and we got to hear about it every Friday and Monday. Every fucking Friday and Monday, we got to hear about your daddy issues. And just, I'm so fat. I ain't so fat. We're tired of it.
You're just upset because you're too old to cure those daddy issues for me. My dad was much younger.
Well, I'm about to be as dead as your dad, so don't worry about it. Listen, lady, we're tired of hearing about it, and that in your palate. Your palette. All you broads buy a fucking palette full of 800 fucking colors just for one fucking color that matches your nose hair. You fuck. We're tired of hearing about your daddy issues. You're a whore and a psycho killer. We get it. And stop playing with your pussy.
No.
Erlen,
it's gonna go numb.
You're about to have your revenge because Rhino came in with $25 and says, special fairy attack. 2-foot jump kick to the face, these animated venereal diseases.
Is that all of you guys, or just can I pick?
It's all three of us, yeah. But, you know.
Ponage. Filthy fucking whore.
Like herpes.
I love how, like, I muted it to play the animation right when Lyra spoke, so that now nobody knows she said anything. Any fucking thing at all.
She basically said she's trapped and she's the best one to get.
But you have been activated $25 special attack, which takes, I believe, 2 health from 3 of us. All 3 of us. So.
My God.
Any day now, Erlen.
Oh, I'm sorry. To actually finish, wait for you to finish speaking instead of interrupting you all the time, and then you got upset about it because I didn't immediately interrupt you.
I'm gonna fart in your mouth one day when you're sleeping.
Yeah, good luck. I never sleep. I mean, just honestly, good luck at that point. Just, I'm gonna wait for her to go to sleep, and it's like 9 years later, you're like, one day she's gonna fall asleep, and I'm not.
All right, on to the next. That was a good attack against me. I took the points away.
It was not, though.
It was pretty decent.
There are so many better things to make fun of you for.
But you don't do them because you're not talented.
Cute. Because if you don't do this show on your own because you're not talented.
That's entirely untrue. I'm the one who created this bitch.
You created it, but then you had to have people fill in because you're not talented enough to do it on your own.
No, I just needed some hot chicks on here to make fun of and have bouncy boobs.
Then what's Joker doing here? He's got tits, but he's not hot and he can't do his makeup.
He's here for the ladies.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, for what? Ladies, someone in the nursing home that has dementia stumbling upon this show on YouTube being like, calling her CNA and being like, what's this man doing on my monitor? And you terrify them.
Erlen, have you forgotten that I actually started this show with the intention of medical doctors and nurses from all around the world watching this show trying to diagnose what's wrong with us?
Please, hurry!
We've already figured out Lyra, it's autism. That's the only reason she's attracted to me. And honestly, that's very bad for you.
Wow, you're getting angry, Yentl.
Dude, my nose is not as big as yours. Do I look like I could be fucking qualified as a Yentl? No, Joker, that's you. Learn to contour.
Learn to contour.
Oh
sees demons. He sees demons.
He's gonna bring a whole new meaning to saying deceased.
It's warm down here.
Deceased
Oh.
and cremated, and my family didn't even care enough to dump my ashes. I'm sorry.
That family member who's just in like the one outcast kid's trunk as they move all over the country year after year to different spouses.
When the jester finally dies permanently without me resurrecting him, Erlin's gonna go to his grave down in the brine and be like,
What grave?
I would never do this to you while you were alive, but here you go, Jester, and just pisses on the grave.
Yeah, because you've never let a lentil on his face or a chickpea.
Exactly, just dumps lentil on
Yeah.
him.
He's like, bitch, now you get it. Now you get the joke. I lentil on your grave.
Hey, Jester, I have a great idea. When you die,
Yes.
and they bury you, can we, like, have a skeleton hand sticking up like this, and people can put a cigarette in it?
So can I
No, I'm gonna have one that goes like this. They're gonna bury me upside down so everybody can kiss my hair.
Yes.
No, I plan on being burned so all my friends can get around together and smoke my ashes.
make that movie real high? Aw.
Yep, mix it with some good goblin grass.
There's a good part in that movie that no one notices where like in the background he goes, I'm a ghost. And like that's my favorite part of the
I think his friends are going to spread his ashes like they did on The Big Lebowski.
They did your ass.
Like when John Goodman just does this and it just blows back on the dude. And it's going to be me. I'm going to just be standing there with my sunglasses on in my bathroom just getting hit in the face with Jester's ashes. And Errol's just going to be like, we're going to miss you, Jester. You bitch!
Fucking Erlen's gonna use me for kitty litter. I know that already.
All right, we got like 20 minutes till the grind, and we didn't get to Jester or Lyra's favorite horror films.
Oh, Lyra first, please. Ladies first.
Okay.
Age before beauty.
Thank you.
Yentl to you.
She is massively older than you because she's an elf.
The movies that scare me are more like fantasy type. Well, yes.
Lyra, wait. I watched a movie the other day. This is gonna scare the fuck out of you. I watched a movie the other day, and I paid attention. It was a 2.5 hour long film, and not a single frame of that film had any booze in it.
Oh, I don't like that.
Hold on. I don't like that.
I love how
she's not at all.
She's like a
You're like the moms that come to complain to my inn. Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, she's like, all right, everybody, we got to get this show done. Lyra is late for a PTA meeting. Jester lost his shit on that one. All right, please continue, Karen.
Thank you. The movies that scare me are more just like fantasy movies that have, well, Pan's Labyrinth terrifies me. I think because it's told
that's
sort of
a
like
dark horror fantasy, yeah.
Fairy tale, yeah.
Yeah, that's a dark fairy tale, yeah.
But
Great film,
really,
though. Guillermo del Toro, great film.
Really good. And I also adore but am terrified by Signs.
That movie was shit. Now I'm judging you.
Because I can't read them. I'm very afraid of street signs because I drive and they give me my license. I don't know why.
She just flies into the pling. There's like a little fairy-shaped fucking dent in the stop sign.
It's okay because I still do anything for Lyra.
Signs? Really? Fucking Signs?
I think it's really creepy.
With Joaquin Phoenix in the closet with tinfoil hat on?
Yes.
And the aliens are allergic to water, so they come to a planet that's 80% water?
Yes. Yes, they do. And I wondered at first if Invader Zim, if that was a reference to that, since he can't handle water. But Invader Zim came out a year before Signs. So who copied who?
Well, obviously, No one. It's just a bad fucking idea that some retards get now and again.
Well,
Oh,
so.
How can she go from like Pan's Labyrinth, which is an excellent film, to Signs?
I don't
There was
get the
one
correlation.
scary part of that whole fucking movie, and that is when the loud music scared me when the credits started rolling.
It's like, oh God, it's still daylight out.
And I realized that I wasted 2 hours of my life. It terrified me.
When you looked in your wallet and saw, oh my God!
I remember like walking away with the ticket stub going, M. Night Shyamalan put a twist ending that we actually have to pay for this. What a twist!
What a twist! You did it! You did the line! You did the line!
Signs, like out of all the M. Night Shyamalan movies.
Well,
The Village.
The Village is creepy too.
The Sixth Sense, that Last Airbender movie.
Slumdog Millionaire. It's all about an immigrant trying to get rich. I don't like that.
Yeah, keep them down.
God damn it,
Keep them in the
Erlen.
blueberry fields.
Jesus.
It was sarcasm.
She's drinking some right-wing moonshine over there or something.
Yeah, the Four Loco Fairy.
I got it from Texas.
Yeah.
And yes, I'm attracted to my sister now. I can't help it.
I love how, like, her left wing is all like, oh my God, this show, why do we keep doing it? It's so racist and misogynistic. And then her right wing is like, shut up, you fucking whore.
I'm slut-shaming you, basically.
Shut up.
Build the fucking wall. I love the
And
idea.
then
I love the idea of Erlen's actual wings being political.
they could be. How do you think I take you bathroom breaks?
That's
Like-
good.
That's
good. That's good.
Next episode, come on. Like the left wing is painted like a rainbow, and the other wing has like a Trump 2020 Make America Great Again bumper sticker on it
Trump pen slapped on it.
with a shotgun
Yeah.
from my cold dead hands.
Yeah.
Although,
Gun
you know,
rack in the back.
since we're speaking of horror movies and stuff, an interesting. Remember that story I told you about the person that decomposed in the water tank of a hotel, the Cecil Hotel?
Ugh.
Yes.
So there's actually a movie that was released 2 years before this happened called Dark Waters.
Oh, I remember that.
The same thing happened, even the like weird fucking elevator footage.
Huh.
The same thing 2 years before this occurrence in the Cecil Hotel.
That is so creepy.
Right? Like the exact same circumstances. Not even like they imitated it, but the exact same circumstances.
I think the horror movies that are based on real life are scarier because they are based on real life. And I'm not talking about the supposedly based on true events like the exorcism of so and so, like based on true events, yeah, whatever. I'm talking about like real life serial killers and shit, like the Ted Bundy movie.
Like, that's
the
thing.
The Hillside Strangler, that really happened, and you're watching it going, fuck, this guy's real. Like,
they tell you that Texas Chainsaw Massacre is based on a real story, but it's honestly just Ed Gein.
It's not. It is a little.
It's Ed Gein.
Yeah, no,
That's
it's multiple killers. It's
but
it's half based on Ed Gein. It's the other half is based on the killer in Arkadelphia. I'm sorry, Texarkana, Arkansas, in the town that dreaded sundown. Is that movie?
Who barbecue people actually.
That was a good movie too.
Yeah, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre is like loosely based off of both of those.
So was Psycho. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many different ways that you can do the Ed Gein thing because he didn't really kill that many people.
Right.
He killed 2 people, but he was more of a ghoul. He dug up dead bodies and used the skin to make furniture.
Albert Fish.
No. Here's the biggest one that they haven't made a movie out of. At least as far as my knowledge goes. David Parker Ray.
Remind me.
Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. He had the toy box.
Oh, yeah.
And the police footage of him cauterizing a woman's vagina shut and she died in shock. But what he would do was he would drug these women.
That is shocking.
And he would get them into his toy box, as he called it. He'd have like these cult things where he'd blindfold these women and basically like have them completely out of it for a long time, and have these like satanic gang initiations.
Didn't he play like a tape of all the horrible things he was gonna like? He pre-recorded what he was gonna do to them.
Yeah.
His wife was in on it, and then he had something called the Devil's Dildo, which was tapered, and it was almost like that old medieval punishment where they like would put your body weight down on that pyramid.
Yeah.
It was something similar to that, but he had one, and then he drug up these women, and that's the worst thing though, is these women would live.
Yeah.
He drugged them to the point of oblivion and then released them naked in the wild.
Yep.
And a ton of them were prostitutes, weren't they? So they would go to the cops with these like
crazy
absolute hell nightmares they went through, and the cops are like, yeah, whatever, hooker.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that's why nobody caught him until finally, and he like, they still don't know how many women he got a hold of. He actually only ended up killing like, I think he ended up killing 5 of them because of medication issues. But yeah, him and his wife would pre-record like all the things they wanted to do to this person. They put them in this travel trailer.
Starkweather was pretty bad too. Starkweather was just one of those that wanted to kill just to get just a high enough number to be famous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that was fucking good. Now, side thing. I recently finally watched the Joker movie, and I'm not going to do spoilers, but for those who haven't seen it, watch out for this. And for those who have, you might not have caught it. Did you catch the John Wayne Gacy Easter egg in the movie, Jester?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
He performs at a comedy club called Pogo's.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is the name of John Wayne
Gacy's.
That's Gacy's clown persona. I found that was pretty interesting. I was like, Pogo's comedy club? Like, really?
Got it.
Although if we can get really, really, really real for a second, that's why I feel like we need to stop talking about school shootings. Because back in the 70s, that's why serial killers were so big. Was because of
they were sensationalized.
Jeffrey Dahmer, fucking Ted Bundy. They were sensationalized. It was a big deal. There's so many serial killers that are active right now that no one talks about because they finally wised up to the fact that these people are doing it for fame.
Right.
But now they've added a gun.
But it doesn't stop psychos from killing people, though. I think I read somewhere that there's at least 50 serial killers active in the United States at any given time. But there's no one
doing it for fame anymore.
Right, they're not doing it to get like Starkweather or
They're not doing it for the Vine.
Yeah. Who was the guy with the glasses? God damn it.
Jeffrey Dahmer?
One in Atlanta.
Not Dahmer, the big guy, real big guy.
BTK.
Green River. The one with the tractor trailer, who was driving, and then he.
No, he's the one that actually helped the FBI form profiling because they talked to him.
I swear to God, it was the BTK that did that.
Is that BTK? Bind, torture, kill.
Yeah,
it might have been. I just can't remember his name. He's played really well in that television show.
Like a name.
Yeah, he is.
What's that television? No, he has a real.
Mindhunters?
Yeah, Mindhunters. The big guy that they go to the prison. The actor who plays him is really good.
Oh God,
what's his name?
But I can't.
There's Edward Kemper. Yeah, Edward Kemper's a
Kemper. That's it. That is Kemper.
Yes.
It was Kemper. Yeah.
Lord Boko said that in the chat. Just to be fair.
Ed Kemper.
Serial killer, and I was like, oh fuck.
I've got a lot of serial killers up here because it's fascinating, and they get mixed up sometimes. Like,
somebody click that. Yeah. I have a lot of serial killers up here.
In the mind of America, not just America, I think people in general are fascinated with serial killers.
Well, that's why, it's so interesting, what drives somebody to do it, how they did it, how long they got away with it for, because, that was the scariest thing about Ted Bundy was he was so groundbreaking because nobody thought it was him.
No, he was so good at blending into society, and not even his own fucking wife realized it until towards the end. He was the good guy neighbor, let you borrow his lawnmower, have cookouts,
No, the BTK was Dennis Rader.
Dennis Rader.
Raider was BTK. I was talking about Ed Kemper.
Ed
Kemper killed his mother, and then he killed women who looked like his mother. Yeah.
And so
you want to hear what my scary movie was?
Your life?
Yes, go. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Just
no. Big booty hole banditos 12.
Oh.
The things that they did to this, it was frightening.
That poor donkey.
Gummy worms and all manner of things were projectile coming out of there. I didn't know you could fit a basketball up there, but you can. That poor guy.
Kemper was caught because he turned himself in. Yeah, because he got tired of fucking. I was ignoring everything you were saying.
I had to lighten the mood, man. It was just getting way
I had
too
to
much
lighten the
for
mood
me.
with like fucking gruesome anal from serial killers. I just decided to lighten the mood by talking about shooting basketballs from your ass.
Yep, that's
Actually, it was 4.
I've seen that.
I got to get. I know. I sent that to you.
But
we've all seen that. It's not a big deal.
You can't unsee.
So we've covered movies that actually frighten us. Let's quickly, before we go into the grind, we got 5 minutes. Let's quickly go into movies that are horror movies by genre, but we just really enjoy them. They're not really scary to us, but we just love them. I'm gonna go ahead and do mine and let you guys do yours. Personally, one of my favorites is in the Mouth of Madness with Sam Neill.
Not familiar.
It's a movie about a guy who literally finds himself inside of a Stephen King-esque, Lovecraftian-esque novel that a famous writer is actually writing, and it turns out he's so famous he becomes God.
Oh.
It's a John Carpenter. It's John Carpenter.
Oh,
yeah.
John Carpenter's great.
If you haven't seen In the Mouth of Madness, it's his third film. He did 3 films based in the Lovecraft universe. The first one was Prince of Darkness. The second one was The Thing. And the third one was In the Mouth of Madness. And they were all kind of like Lovecraftian-inspired movies. So if you haven't seen In the Mouth of Madness, watch it, especially for that "Have I ever told you my favorite color is blue" moment in the movie.
Really quick though, how does everyone pronounce the green monster?
The green.
Cthulhu.
It's actually Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. That's the thing, though.
Yeah,
He made
Cthulhu.
it impronounceable to man, right?
Right. It was supposed to be almost unpronounceable. H.P. Lovecraft created it to be almost unpronounceable by human beings, but everybody recognizes Cthulhu because it's become a popular,
But it's called Cthulhu.
Yeah, it's Cthulhu.
Cthulhu.
Yeah, that's what it's shortened down, but the name is like this fucking long,
Not Cthulhu. Some of his other gods, like.
Oh yeah, the
My favorite thing is trying to listen to audiobooks
Jeeba
of it.
Jeeba Dumbledore.
Yeah.
Dumbledore.
Yog-Sothoth is easy to pronounce. And Dagon. Dagon's easy too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
read the Dunwich Horror. That's one of my favorites.
Oh yeah. Oh, I have a collection of Lovecraftian books that I procured from my poo box.
Yeah, and
Lovecraft is good.
And The Shadow over Innsmouth. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, my favorite horror movies are more like they're almost like modern slashers because I really liked Scream, just because it fought against, but it also like played into the whole horror movie trope.
Yeah, it was like the last action hero of horror films.
Yeah,
like it was
and
like it was a horror film, but it was also making fun of horror movies.
And I love that. And like Miramax is so good for that. Like Jay and Silent Bob, that's the whole movie is them poking fun at Miramax. Like
yeah.
They want to do a horror version of it, but then like that, I loved Carrie. I thought that was such like a inspirational. Christine was good too.
Christine was a good adaptation of the book.
Of one of the very few King books that I like anyway.
I even liked Carrie too. I watched it with my mom.
Yeah.
I like woke up from a nightmare, and then she like was like, "Yeah, guess what? We're watching this, bitch."
Yeah, I just
I
imagine
grew up-
Erilyn sitting around watching The Craft and cutting herself.
See, I grew up.
The Craft is a cute movie. That's a cute.
I grew up when all the old horror films came out and they were new, like Friday the 13th and Halloween.
What he means is he recently watched them in the viewing crystal.
Oh, yeah, I recently watched them in the viewing crystal and remember fondly living through those.
Nightmare on Elm Street was so good.
In living through those.
Quit talking. Let Jester finish his thought, Jesus.
No.
Lyra, Lyra's going next. What are you talking about?
They were fantastic, that's it.
Are you talking about the old Hammer films? Never mind. Lyra, go.
I don't know. Is the only movie that's anything remotely like horror that I adore and have watched like dozens upon dozens of times is Sweeney Todd. That's not really.
It's kind of Burton.
It's really gory, but that doesn't make it a horror. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I adore that movie.
Sure, I mean it's a kind of a musical too. You know, I mean you're allowed to like what you like, Lyra. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I think me and Erilyn are the closest. I love 80s schlock too, especially slasher and creature features.
Well, I guess it was so. It was like the height of, like it was like the height of it. And now it's almost like it's so taboo to do like a full like.
Well, the modern schlock isn't as good because even modern B-rated films that are kind of goofy still have a lot of CG, and it doesn't capture the same like magic as like having a guy in a big suit with a zipper down the back going, like it's so
Friday the 13th, not the Friday the 13th, the Nightmare on Elm Street, the original 3.
Well,
Wes Craven.
Wes Craven was trying to do something different.
Wes Craven.
You always had, like in those days, starting with Halloween, which is John Carpenter. You always had like the silent killer, Jason, and Michael
Myers.
Wes Craven was like, flip that on his head. I want like a shit talking, sarcastic killer.
Let me tell you, I even went to like look at all the growing up. I went to look at all the Elm Streets where I lived. Because I wanted to live on Elm Street so bad. I loved Freddy Krueger so much.
Did you know that it was Johnny Depp who got pulled down into the bed?
Yeah. Oh my God, iconic.
He was the boyfriend in that movie. That was his first.
Yeah,
film.
and then he went on to 21 Jump Street.
I think Jump Street came first, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
Or was it?
I think Nightmare was his first inroad to film. He was on 21 Jump Street.
I thought it was Crybaby.
No, Crybaby came after fucking.
Well, I know. Okay, never mind.
Yeah,
my brain.
Now that might have been his first movie that he was a central character, because in Elm Street he was like the boyfriend. He had like 5 scenes and then he died.
Yeah, and then he got stuck through the fucking bed.
Right.
But what I will say, as far as reboots go, the best reboot was Halloween because Rob Zombie did it.
Yeah, Rob Zombie knows how to make creepy shit.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
Because they did a reboot, and Robert Englund actually quit doing Nightmare on Elm Street because it gave him nightmares. He couldn't do it anymore.
That's what the last Nightmare was about.
Yeah, so then when they did the reboot, they had to get a new actor, which was not as good, honestly.
I think he was good, but the script was shit. So.
Yeah, and true. Yeah. I mean, but
Kelly from the Bad News Bears films.
But then when they did the remake of Halloween, I didn't really like the Halloween movies until I watched Rob Zombie's remakes.
They were great, in my opinion, the originals, but that's just me.
I mean, they were good, don't get me wrong, but I still loved Freddy Krueger outside of all of them. I was like, what's this Jason just stalking around?
As much as I like slasher films, I'm a bigger fan of creature features. And I do love, Pumpkinhead. And Night of the Living Dead and
Attack of the
Return
Killer Tomato.
Of the Living Dead, anything like that. It's just schlock, but it's fun. Stan Winston did the creature effects for Pumpkinhead and a couple other movies like The Thing.
Coming to get you, Barbara. I mean, yeah. Well, okay. Night of the Living Dead is that's its own. In my opinion, Night of the Living Dead is its own entity at this point. That is
sure.
It doesn't matter how many zombie movies you make. Night of the Living Dead.
Do you know what it was based off of? Believe it or not, George R. Romero. he based it off of I Am Legend by Richard Matheson.
Really?
Even though I Am Legend was about vampires taking over the world.
But the whole zombie.
But the whole idea of being like trapped in a house and the whole outside world is turned to Walking Dead things.
Yeah.
That all came from Matheson, because Matheson wrote I Am Legend in like 1955.
Yeah.
He was. I mean, and then they made it into the actual movie, but I still feel like.
Well, they've done a couple times. The closest rendition was the Vincent Price movie, Last Man on Earth.
But they still like
frame by frame was like the book. Like after that, it got schlocky. You had Omega Man with Charlton Heston. You had the Will Smith I Am Legend, which don't let it go.
It was okay. It wasn't. Well, I think that's the thing is like when they like Blade Runner is based on do androids stream of electronic sheep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Such a different fucking concept. Like such a different storyline. But they made it into like a similar. But Blade Runner isn't the same as do androids stream of electronic sheep. Like it's
it's its whole own thing. Yeah.
Right.
I didn't even know the connection until I read that book.
All right. Well, I think that'll do it for now because we got to head into the grind. But before we do, we're going to do Super Chats and Streamlabs and get caught up on those. All right. Special fairy attack. We already did that. Vladimir Dragonov says, I meant to say nose. I suffered a concussion after fighting a griffin, so my spelling may be off. Okay. Well, I hope you recover. Rhino says, $25 elf off the top shelf with the people's elbow. Get these cork suckers. So another $25 activation for Erlyn.
Ponage. Filthy fucking whore.
All right, you've been activated.
But it's elf, I thought.
Oh, no, yeah, sorry. I get you mixed up, y'all both pointy-eared fucks.
Thank you.
My bad. Let me redo that.
I'll get you for this sometime, maybe.
That is an activation of the elf's $25 attack. Go, elf, attack us all.
Well, I don't know what order I'm gonna go in. Jester, I have to say, I'm not convinced that that what I'm seeing is not some horrific, like, end stage sort of syphilitic type pink-eyed deal going on. You gotta wash your hands after you pick your butt. I'm sorry. You gotta find some soap or something. I just, please. No, don't do that. No. Erlyn,
Yes, baby.
It stays crunchy in milk.
Jesus. I'm glad your dad molested you or we never would have found each other. I
quit this fucking show. I quit this fucking show.
There you go.
To all my past relationships, thank you. I know we're gonna last at least 5 years.
Wow.
There's nothing sacred.
I'm sorry.
No, I love you. Oh, bitch. Now you have to come in harder for Magog.
Oh boy. Shit. That was like 2 insults more than I'm usually prepared to make. Magog, well.
Oh. Are you gonna start with? Usually I don't complain, but
She blew her load. She blew her load on that one.
I'm out. I'm in my refractory period. You are stupid.
I'm not signing your paycheck this time.
That's fair.
no.
That's fair. I'm out.
It's okay. That was good. That was good.
That was
Unfortunately, we
on me was just worth the whole attack. I love that.
I'm so sorry.
I love you. It's great.
I'm glad your dad molested you, or else we would have never met.
Like I said, that's all my relationships.
That one goes in the record books for SideQuest right there.
It does, yeah. That was
yeah.
Unfortunately, we all have so many health potions from earlier in the show that we're just all back, you know?
Oh, well.
Unfortunately, I'm sure they enjoyed it, though. That was a good attack.
That was good, yeah.
Night Sun says, my favorite horror movie is this show.
I mean...
Yeah, it comes close. It is it's a shit horror film. Juggernaut says, what up, Friday night people? Had a killer work week, so let's fill the coffers. Lord Magog, attack all three. $25 attack activation from me. Yay.
Oh.
Who's your necro daddy? That is an activation of my super I don't know how to follow, Lyra. I don't know how to follow.
You're just gonna come to me like, Carolyn, I'm so glad your dad molested you, otherwise you wouldn't have fucked me. Like, that's it. That's all you can do.
You know what? I'm just gonna, all the jokes I had prepared, yeah. There we go. You all gave me joke writing syphilis.
No, Lyra's like crabs that'll go away with a special shampoo.
No,
there's a little comb. There's a little comb that comes with it.
Those crabs are drunk and have found their way to my beard. They got lost along the way, and some of them got captured in my nipple hair. That's
what are you, Portuguese?
That's a good analogy for Lyra. She's an infectious fucking disease.
That's why I love her so much, and she's become part of me.
On more than one occasion, Erilyn. You dirty SideQuest whore.
Jane, you ignorant slut.
Yeah. And Jester over there reminds me of the band Temple of the Dog. They were okay. His personality is a collaboration of other great things that have been diluted.
Oh, bitch!
Oh!
Bitch! I'm shocked!
Oh, Daddy!
Oh, Daddy!
Oh, baby!
Oh, can I go? Am I dead yet?
All right. There. And we're just, everybody's healed again because of all the damn healing potions.
Oh!
The suffering will never end.
They want to die. It's okay, we're into the grind now, and we've only got 19 minutes.
I gotta leave. I can't. You guys are too gross.
She's gonna take a boom beat.
You didn't exactly contradict her with that statement.
Yeah, like she got a gremlin coming out of her ass. Fuck me sideways.
Yeah, Erilyn's gone to
She's
relieve herself.
Drop the kids off at the pool.
People need to understand that the reason Erilyn drops out from time to time, whether she's dead or not, is because her life is an eternal, perpetual replay of the same thing over and over again. Kind of like when they play Chumbawamba too many times on the radio. Another band joke.
Yeah, no.
Nobody even remembers that, so I'm not surprised.
Chumbawamba is.
I'm not surprised nobody laughed and nobody remembers that one-hit wonder.
I get knocked down.
No, don't even start. See, Arcturus isn't here to sing like Tim Curry, so don't start singing.
Oh, God. Watch it.
I'm just a sweet transvestite.
Oh God.
I'm gonna get Arcturus to say that one day. Robert
Why?
asks,
You can get me for half the price.
just put on the John Lennon sunglasses, huh? That's a good way to get shot in New York.
Somebody has a copy of the Catcher Live.
The Four Loco Ferry is back.
The one thing he didn't imagine was a bullet to the head.
Oh.
Actually, tell you something really interesting about that.
All the people living on the world.
Can I tell you something really interesting about that? Like a few weeks before his shooting, he said, "Who knows? I'm probably going to get shot down by some maniac in New York City."
And it happened. Yeah.
And it happened. And I think he was a
man,
product of MK Ultra.
And honestly, what happened, let's face it, what happened is a direct result of Trump's America.
Almost definitely.
I blame Yoko.
$50 says Cereal Mom scared me. Cereal Mom?
Isn't that what they give you for breakfast?
Cereal, yeah. I don't know, was that a movie? Cereal Mom, it's capitalized, so I'm assuming there's a movie called Cereal Mom.
I remember, it was awful. Awful.
That was fucking savage. I had a bad Chumbawamba joke, but come right back with John Lennon. That was great.
Yeah. You captured yourself, boss. You got a nice net there.
I know, right? That is the end of our super chats. Are there any Streamlabs before we go into the very short grind, apparently, because we're 15 minutes from the end of the show?
Let me read.
Sorry.
Shut the fuck up.
My first time was very short grind. I got to know.
I set her up for that joke, but Jester wouldn't let it simmer. He just,
Because he gets jealous. Because
I do. You get all the attention because of your fucking honkers there.
You got honkers too. Just wear a low-cut shirt.
Can we get an episode where Jester is wearing some fairy wings that light up? They have to be butterfly wings, though. Butterfly in the sky.
Do you love me now, Billy?
No.
Oh, Richard, I'm so happy. Hold me.
Oh.
Don't run away from your feelings. Tommy boy.
Oh.
All right, go.
Anyway, no Streamlabs.
Well, shit.
There. I could be a cock tease too.
Well,
Right.
fuck me running. Why do we do this show?
I don't know. You send me a link, I come, I beep the thing, the bopper on the beeper, on the fucking crystal thing, and here I am. It's part of the contract.
I sent him the 1991 crystal. It's got a beeper.
Yeah, it says.
How did that get Erlen?
Stroller.
How did that get? That was a crap joke. Okay, let's get into the grind. All right, first story of tonight. Speaking of horror stories, a woman was found dead with an 8-foot python coiled around her neck in a home filled with 140 snakes.
That's pretty hot, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty.
Oh my God! The snake's name was David Carradine.
Well,
I thought it would be Chris Cornell.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna keep going down the list, are we?
I too soon?
An Indiana woman was found dead Wednesday night with an 8-foot python named Chester Bennington coiled around her neck.
fucking damn it!
That got Lyra.
No, you're lying. It was Anthony Bourdain. Anyway, moving on.
Okay, we're done with those. I feel too mean. That's terrible.
I'm running out of names.
An 8-foot python coiled around her neck inside what police described as a reptile home filled with 140 snakes. Jones would not have gone into that house. That's you know what? Never mind.
Yeah, I got you.
Laura Hurst, 36, of Battleground, Indiana, Battleground. I wonder why it's named that. Was found inside the snake-filled home in Oxford, Indiana, with a reticulated python loosely coiled around her neck. Indiana State Police Sergeant Kim Riley told the Indiana Star, newspaper, I guess, medics were unsuccessful in their attempt to revive her. Well, no, she was Epsteined by a snake named Hillary Clinton.
She did it. No, she wasn't. She did a flip off the bed with the toilet paper around her neck.
She appears to have been strangled by the snake, Riley told Lafayette Journal and Courier.
No.
We do not
Surely
know.
not.
We do not know that for a fact because the security cameras were turned off.
And all guards were asleep at the time.
I can't help it. I'm sorry. Damn it! There's like 1,000 jokes here. I'm so sorry. This woman is dead, and we're here making light of her death.
I hope that that's what they wanted. If not, let's just assume.
We do not know that for a fact until after the autopsy. An autopsy is scheduled for Friday.
Are they gonna figure out that it was actually like a very rare break in the neck that killed? I'm sorry.
The hyoid bone was broken.
Right about here. Yeah. Right about there.
Out of the 140 snakes kept in the home, Hearst owned 20 of them, the paper reported. Hearst also visited the home about twice a week, Riley said. No one lives in the home, which is made for the keeping of snakes. So it's an entire house to keep snakes in. And she visits because she owns 20 of them. And I guess she's like a snake rescuer.
Okay.
Irony.
Indiana police tried to get a statement from the House Slytherin, but they could not reach.
Oh.
Damn it! I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Fucker.
They keep coming, and I can't stop.
Snape was nowhere to be found.
Snape was unavailable for
comment.
They did take Nagini in for questioning, but
but he was soon bailed out by Malfoy.
God, I can't believe I even know these names. I get a lot of this not from directly watching, but just pop culture osmosis. So
You're a wizard, Harry.
I always liked you're a hairy wizard. That's me.
That just brought a different connotation to my mind.
All right, let's move on. There's too many jokes there. I'm sorry. I am so sorry, audience. This is an interesting story. Some people might even find this fascinating if you're into forensic stuff and like medical mysteries and things of that nature. An inmate who smuggled cannabis into prison inside his nose has drugs removed 18 years later.
Oh, bitch.
Huh.
What?
An inmate who stuffed cannabis up his nose in an attempt to smuggle it into the prison has had the drugs removed 18 years later. During a prison visit, the man, now 48 years old, was given a rubber balloon filled with marijuana by his girlfriend, which he inserted into his right nostril.
That's like nothing.
Despite smuggling the package past the prison guards, the inmate accidentally pushed the package deeper into his nostril, but believed he had swallowed it.
Oh.
Just that look on Lyra's face. Just trying to figure out the logistics of shit.
Think Total Recall.
Right? Yeah! Yeah! Dick! Ah! Get out! Get it out of me! That was such a goofy part of that movie because you'd think the tracker would be like this big. It's a futuristic movie. No, it's a golf ball. How do you not know it's there? Like, I hear beeping behind my eye. Anyway, for 18 years, the drugs remained in his nose and never leaked into his system. Like, I guess the balloon held.
Wow.
Yeah.
Until he was...
it was just weed.
He was referred to Westmead Hospital after suffering from repeated headaches and sinus infections 18 years later.
I mean...
It's not a tumor.
It's a balloon.
It's marijuana.
Could you imagine sitting there and be like, give me the bad news, doc? Well, it's not a tumor. That's the good news. Oh, thank God. What is it? A balloon of drugs.
Right.
Oh, that's where I put that. Oh.
That's right. I was wondering where I put
Dirt weed.
A CT scan of his brain showed a 19 by 11 millimeter calcified growth in the right nostril, which had grown around the balloon.
Oh, wow.
He didn't, take it out immediately after he just...
No, he thought he pushed it too far in and swallowed it.
It's amazing what the body will do. It'll make it a part of your body. Yeah.
I'm sorry, what?
It'll make it a part of your body.
Like
that. Yeah.
Yep. Right here.
And you do anal and you're like, well...
It's now a part of it.
I guess.
Over the course of 18 years, the balloon developed into a rhinolith, a stone in the nasal cavity formed as calcium, magnesium, and other minerals form around the rubber.
He got stoned.
He got stoned. Scans showed a firm gray mass in the right nasal cavity, which was removed under general anesthetic. 3 months after the procedure, the patient reported his symptoms had completely disappeared. No shit.
It was a giant booger.
We are just gotten all kinds of crazy horror stories this time around this grind. Let's hope I can read this one. Okay, other internet stupid things, but this one goes really far. We have done stories where people have accidentally caught themselves on camera trying to do some sort of stunt and end up dying, like the one in Mexico City where the couple were having sex and fell off the balcony. There were the woman that was doing the handstand and her friend was filming her and she fell off the building. These things happen.
Good times.
But this guy right here was going for the gold. A man was broadcasting live when he slipped and fell all the way down Mount Fuji.
Gracious.
Oh, shit. Where's that video?
I don't know if there is because he was live.
Someone had to have recorded.
Somebody might have recorded it, but it's not in the article. A man whose name is unknown complained about the low temperature, deep snow, and steep slopes and slippery surfaces before disappearing.
That would be Mount Fuji. I mean, that's the point. That's the whole thing. It's a very high up mountain. It's cold and it's snowy. And please let me see you die. Somebody give me the link.
A team of 10 rescuers in Japan began the search from Tuesday at dawn after the possible fall of a climber of Mount Fuji, the highest peak in the country, was said police. In the video that was broadcast live, he could be seen falling down for several seconds before the image was frozen, and local media said that people watching online alerted authorities about the apparent accident. Did she just
And this
mute?
was his final look.
I think Erilyn, I had the camera off of me and it was stuck on Erilyn and she muted herself and just started going. I want to know what the fuck that was about.
I want to know what's going on over there.
All right. So apparently he wasn't with anybody. He was filming himself. And so it was like, hey guys, I'm on Mount Fuji. It's like cold and snowy and slippery. And I really don't know. And just, oh my God. Epstein didn't kill himself. Ah! All right. I had to do one Epstein joke, and I didn't know when until I read this story. Then
Just
it started to form into my brain.
Just one.
Several spectators commented that the situation seemed dangerous, but he moved on, and then he fell.
Well,
He said, fuck him. Fuck you. I'm doing what I want.
Temperatures
I'm
were
living
well
my best life.
Temperatures were well below the freezing point near the top of the 3,776 meter or 12,388 foot volcanic mountain. Every year, hundreds of thousands of people climb Mount Fuji, considered a sacred mountain in Japan. The official climbing season runs from the beginning of July until the end of August. Outside this period, the cabins and bathrooms are closed, but climbing is not prohibited, probably because they don't want police freezing to death trying to catch retards.
And there you have it.
Right.
Yeah.
Broadcasting live while climbing is dangerous. Well, yeah.
Maybe.
Can you imagine, like, people are like, okay, I'm almost near the top of Everest. Duck face. Duck.
No. Epstein didn't kill himself? Does my butt look fat? Yeah. Trump 2020!
Wow, okay, I don't even want to do that story. That's the end of the Mount Fuji story. I'm sorry. That is the end of the grind, because we started real late with the grind today, folks. I don't even know where to say goodbye to the people. We got like 1 minute. There's no more super chats. Are there any Streamlabs that came in?
No, sir.
Okay, that should be enough then. We're fucking... I'm done. This has been a fun show.
Yeah.
This has been a fun show, but we've crossed the line with a few jokes, which is fine. None of us really died this episode, except for when I killed people for annoying me. But it was a great show. I really enjoyed it.
Let me just say I apologize in advance. I don't want to have to make a whole YouTube video about it. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for fucking nothing.
I apologize and everything else I'm supposed to say this day and age, not to get canceled.
Yeah. I'm really sorry. That's it. That's all I have, you guys. I'll do better next time.
Right.
I'll probably be dead this time next week, so I apologize for nothing.
Go towards the light. No, it's a freight train. Never mind.
Just remember, everyone, if you stare into the abyss stares back at you. That way, the abyss is focused on you, so your buddy can come up behind the abyss and hit it over the fucking head. Then you can steal all the abyss's money and his shoes. Fuck that abyss.